Okay guys, welcome. Today I'll be talking you through the importance of having a website, but most importantly we are going to create and build a new website. It's going to be a very simple website, but before we do that we are going to look at the reasons why you need a website. As you can see with me, here are some notes and I'm quickly going to go through them. Well, in brief, you need a website in order to communicate to your customers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? So that is one advantage of having a website. Another advantage of having a website is to expand your reach, right? That is number 2. With a website, you can reach as many people as possible because, as you understand, websites are global. So what do I mean? Let's go to our browser. Okay, and as you can see, once you go to our browser, in case we wanted to find out about news, right, this is just an example. We can do a simple search and here we have all the news that are currently trending. Okay, so these articles, or rather these websites, are accessed 24 hours a day and they can reach as many people as possible. Another advantage of having a website is increasing the effectiveness of your advertising. Okay, that means you can advertise your business even further. And as much as you advertise, you can always get feedback. By feedback, we mean people can get back to you through mail or even call you. It is also another way of communicating effectively, right? And to add on to that, it helps you get found very easily. Okay, so these are some of the advantages of having a website. Another advantage will be it will enable you to sell your goods and products very fast and very easily. These days we have e-commerce and people can always buy your goods online. And finally, some of the other advantages of having a website include reaching the consumers, and also, most importantly, for you businessmen and entrepreneurs, it is a way of competing, or rather outdoing the competition. You realize that today business is very competitive. So I wouldn't like to go so much into that, but having said that, we are going to do a small website, and in this case we are going to use a content management system. What is a content management system? It is simply a software application that enables us to manage or create digital content. In this particular example, I'm going to use WordPress. What is WordPress? WordPress is just one of those many content management systems. Okay, so with WordPress we are going to create a simple website. So in this tutorial I'll just show you how to set up WordPress, and then later on I will do a tutorial and demonstrate how to do, or rather how to add on themes and change appearance and customize your site according to your business or organization. So once you come to this website, I'll ask you to go to wordpress.org/download. Just wordpress.org/download. Once you get to WordPress website, just go to the download, and here you are, right here. Just click download WordPress, or rather come here and download WordPress. Currently the latest version is version 4.6. Well, it really doesn't matter. If you have an earlier version, it's just as good. It's going to work in this tutorial. So once you click download, as I'm going to do right there, it immediately starts downloading. Okay, I've already done that, so I'm going to pause. But for you who haven't done that, very quickly just click on download WordPress 4.6 and you're going to have it. Okay, you can always download in zip or in tar.gz. These are just versions. Well, what do I mean by the TAR. Here we have it. As you can see, it's a compressed version. Yeah. So once you have your compressed version, very quickly, if you're a Windows user, just right click and come to extract to WordPress 4.6. Make sure that you choose the third option. So in this case, you're going to require a program that will help you decompress, or rather extract the archive. Okay, so I'll click on that. Okay, and very quickly it's going to, as you can see, it is asking me for a file replace. I'm going to click no, because I have already extracted it. So here it is. You'll get it in form of a folder. If I open the folder, very quickly double click, there it is, WordPress. Yeah, all those are the files that are required. So the next step, once you have downloaded the WordPress zip file, very quickly extract it and you get the folder. Once you get the folder, I'm going to ask you to click on the WordPress folder that you've extracted, right click on it, copy. Just right click on it and then copy. We are going to copy it to our WAMP folder. Okay, before we get to that, we are going to come back to our browser, and I'm going to kindly request you to go to this website, WampServer.com. Well, there are two versions. There's a French version and there's an English version. So if you're Francophone, of course you'll go to the French version. If you're Anglophone, then the English version will do. I've already done that for you. This is the English version. So you're going to come to the download tab. So what is WampServer? This is another software that is going to enable us to create our website. So it's free of charge. Just go to this website and go to the download link. Once you go to the download link, choose whichever version your machine uses. For example, if you're using a 64-bit operating system, go for that one, click on that. If you're using a 32-bit operating system, you can always click on the 32-bit version of the WampServer. And as you can see, let me just open it in a new tab. Yeah, here it is. So once you do that, it will bring you to this page. And once it brings you to this page, you're just going to download it. Okay, it's very, very simple. Now, once you have downloaded the WampServer, I will quickly ask you to do the install. So how do we go about installing it? The instructions are on the website. Just double click it and follow the instruction. I'm going to give you some small description on my YouTube page, or rather on my YouTube video, on how to go about it, but it's very, very straightforward. Just click next, follow the instructions, and you're going to get there. Normally that is installed on your C. This is the path that you're going to have it in. C WAMP. Fine. That's enough with the WampServer. Just download it, and once you download it, install it. Good. So just to recap on what I've just said, or rather what you have just learned, what you're going to need for your new website at the moment are just, well, three things. Number one, you're going to need to extract the WordPress CMS, content management system. Once you do that, extract it and have it separately in a folder. Okay, once you do that, make sure you have your WampServer. For you who doesn't have it, go to WampServer.com and download, just as I've explained. Once you download, very simple. The installation are on the website. The installation instructions are on the website. Very quickly install it. Okay. So once you install it, I'm assuming most of you are on Windows, so you'll have it on drive C. That is your root drive, or rather your main drive. Okay. Good. Once you're done that, install it, and once you install it, you're going to have an icon on your desktop as the one I'm just dragging. Okay. Once you have that, then it's about time we started setting up our WordPress site. Very simple. So there you have it. I'm assuming you all have a browser. You can use any browser of your liking. I would recommend you use Mozilla for this particular, Mozilla or Chrome. You can use Mozilla or Chrome. I have Chrome with me here. Just drag it. Any of these two will be very suitable for this tutorial, for this demonstration. Okay, now let me open my server. On your taskbar, you're going to see a small red icon here, which is going to gradually change to green. Okay, once it changes to green, then know that your server is active and ready for action. You can start deploying your projects. Fine. So just click on it and you get that menu. You get a list of all the features and all the things you can do. So to start us off, once you get here, I will quickly ask you to click on localhost. Localhost. Just click localhost first. So this is your localhost. It is basically a representation of all the things you have in your all your projects, right? And in this particular case, this will be your server. You're hosting your project locally on your machine. That's what we mean by local, right? Fine. This is a screenshot, or this is what you should have on a good installation. If you've installed it correctly, this is what you're going to have. Fine. After that, I'm going to ask you to go back to the taskbar, right, and click on the WampServer again. There you have it. So this time round, I'll ask you to go to www directory. Click on www directory. Click on that. Very good. And there you have it. As you can see, in my www directory, I have several projects. So why do we need to go here? Very simple. The reason for that is so that now, once we have extracted our fresh WordPress installation, just click on the folder, copy, go to your www directory. More often than not, it is on the C drive. You can get there by going to C drive, wamp www, and then what do? You just paste WordPress folder right in there. Okay, this is going to take some time. Depending on your machine. I'm currently using an old machine, so please be patient with me. So as it is copying, I'm going to go back to the browser. Fine. Here we are. Oops, I need to replace that. Sorry for that. Okay, here we are. Now we want to set up our website. So the first thing you need to do, or rather you need to ask yourself, is what is the name of my website? What do I want to call this website? Or rather, what is the name of my business? As you can see, I've opened a page, or rather I've opened a website called whizz.net. Just browse, navigate to this website, and you'll come to this search box. So we are going to do a search to find out whether the name of our intended website is already taken or it's available. For those of you who have started businesses, you know what a search is. So it's more or less the same criteria. Fine. So in this case, I want to call my website, I want to set up a website that deals with real estate, houses and properties. Okay, so for example, I can go and look for let me clear that one. All right, I can say realestates.com, and then I do a search. As you can see, it is looking for that name, and it tells me that that name is what? It's already registered. So I've done this on purpose to demonstrate something to you. You need to be very, very careful, and you need also to be very unique. So you need to come up with a name that has not already been taken, and a name that is unique and descriptive to your organization, your business, or your company. Okay, so I had a name in mind for this tutorial, and my name is just mahao.co.ke. Okay, as I said, this particular website, I'm planning to have a website on properties, houses, and real estate. So this is the name of my website. Let me search. Just click on that. I search. As you can see, it tells me mahao.co.ke is available. Okay, so I can use that as the name of my business. This is a very important step, because overlooking this step will lead to problems when we host our website online. So very, very careful. Be very, very careful. Do your search properly. Make sure you come up with the appropriate name. Fine. Once we have that, I'm going to minimize this window, and I'm going to come back to my C drive, my www directory. If you can remember, we were copying, yeah, and as you can see, here is my WordPress folder. In case you have forgotten, let me just remind you. Here it is, what we extracted after we downloaded. Here it is. I copied this and I copied it here. I said you come to WampServer, then you click www directory and you copy it there. So let me just put it nicely. WordPress, here it is. Fine. Now that we have it there, excuse me, I'm going to rename this to the name of my company. My company in this case is Mahao. There it is, Mahao. There it is. So that is the name of my folder. That's the name of my company. Very good. Once we are through that step, we move on now to setting up the database. So how do we go about that? Very quickly, we go to our WampServer, click on it, then we move on to PHP my admin. Click on that, wait for it to open, and there you have it. So we are going to set up a new database for our website. I click on database, and right here in this space for create database, I'm going to type in the name of my house. The name of my business. Sorry for that. In this case, it's Mahao, right? So if you're wondering what I mean by this, remember where I've come from. Mahao, just what I named my folder, okay, in www directory. Fine, or www folder. After that, please make sure it's the same, otherwise you're going to get conflicts during installation. Then click on create. As you can see, I get a notification that my Mahao database has been created, and here it is. Here it is. So once we have created our database, we move on now to the third step. Now we install WordPress and we start setting up our site. So for the sake of revision, rather such don't get lost, I'll come back to my WampServer. I'll click on localhost. And there you have it, localhost, what we had talked about before. And as you can see down here, I have Mahao, right? I have Mahao. So after that, very quickly, we have already created the database. So very quickly, let's move on to setting up the site, or setting up WordPress. So after localhost, I'm going to type key in a backslash, and I'm going to key in the name of my business, Mahao, then enter. Then you get this to this place. Don't worry, just click on WordPress. Give it time. There you have it. So here we are with WordPress, okay? So go down. Hope I'm not going very fast. Go down and choose the language of your choice. In my case, I'm going to choose English UK and click continue. Give it time. Of course, this depends on your machine specification. If you have a good machine, it will move very, very fast. Very good. Now, once we are here, we are given a list, rather. So, number one, we have established a database name. We are going to key in our username and password and the host. Okay. So I click let's go. And there you have it. So the first thing, database name. These are just entries that have been given to you. But of course, we know what our database is. In our case, it is Mahao. So here I come, I type Mahao. Okay. And the database username. Okay. Database username. You may be wondering what that means. In this case, I'll just, for this tutorial, I will kindly request you to use root. Root is more or less the default, but we'll get into details later. And I've not secured my database with any password. Database, this is what I mean here. Mahao, this one here. Okay, let me click on it for the sake of illustration. It's just a simple database with nothing in it. Okay, so database name Mahao, username root, database host localhost. We are doing it on our local machine, and then database prefix. For now, I'll request you to leave it as it is. Just leave it as it is. Then click submit. As you can see, it says all right, sunshine, whatever. That's good. Shows that we're on the right track. So I'm going to run the install. Good. So here we are. We are going to set up the credentials, or rather the login details for our site. Right? What is the site name? Remember what we did at first. We went and looked up our name and we found there's an available name, mahao.co.ke. So this is going to be our site name. I'm just going to copy that. So to move a bit faster. There you go. mahao.co.ke. Username, for the time being, I'm going to use admin. There you have it. And for security purposes, I need to set a password. As you can see, they have already generated one for us. But of course, there's no way you can remember all that. But if you wish, you can keep it. You can save it somewhere and use it. But in this particular tutorial, I'm going to come up with mine. Very simple one. course, there it is. And after that, I'm going to confirm. My email in this case will be what? Mimi. In this particular field, fill in your email. No, let's use our own. Let's use our own. Let's not use Gmail for this particular example. But this field allows you to key in your email. Once you do that, you come to the last field, last option. Here they ask whether you like search engines to crawl your website. And in my case, I leave it at that. But if you wish not to have search engines crawl your website, you can always tick that. Yeah, discourage the search engine from indexing this site. So after all that is set, you can always do the install. So come here and install WordPress. Give it time. So there you have it. There is a simple setup. It will take some time. And there is your setup. So click on login. It asks you for the username or the email. In our case, the username is admin. And our password, you can remember. There you have it. Click on login. Once you log in, it takes you to the back end of the website. So you may be wondering, what is all this about? For now, it may look very strange, okay, but you'll get used to it. So I'm going to come up here, right after this icon, come to this, click on visit site. Visit site. I'm going to open it in a new tab, that I maintain this one. And here is my website. Here is my website. There you go. There you have it. So it looks very sketchy, I know. It looks unreal. But that is the first step. At least when you get to this step, you can know that you're on the right track. Okay, very quickly, I'm going to add a theme, or rather I'm going to change all this, but I'll explain further as we move on. I'm going to do another tutorial as part 2 of this. So to change the appearance, just come to appearance and click on themes. Appearance and click on themes. Okay, give it time, give it time. Now this one is going to work very well if you are online. Okay, so I'm just going to touch on it. I'm not going to go so much into detail, right? As you can see, this is what we have at the moment. It's called the 2016. Okay, how do I know that? I can just come here and I can see. All right, so this is the back end, this is the front end. This is what every other person sees when he visits your website. Now this is the backend. So as you can see, we have all those themes. Yeah, themes are just appearances. Yeah. Now, what if we want to add a new appearance? Very simple. Just click on Add New. Click on Add New. Right. Give it time. And in this case, remember, we are dealing with real estate. So in your case, you just choose a theme that you feel best suits your business or best suits your organization. So a real estate theme is what we really want, is what we are looking for. And as you can see here, we have a search box. So if you are online, I said you can always do a search real estate. Let's see what themes they have. Give it time. So as it is searching, I'd just like to point out that what we are currently doing is changing the appearance on the front end. This is my front end, okay? So I want to change the appearance. And how do I do that? I use themes. So as they are loading, please excuse my machine is a bit slow. The connection is not all that. So here we have several themes. As you can see, we have the first one, second one, we have some others that are coming up. So here is just a matter of patience and just wait for them to come up. Fine. Assuming we wanted this theme, right? You can always preview it before installing it. So click on preview. Click on preview. So what do I mean by preview? We just have a look at how it will appear before we decide on whether we want to have that as our theme, or rather as our active or activated theme. As you can see, this is what we have. Let's see. We can go back. See whether you can get another better suited theme. So it is. You can close that. Fine. Let's go down, 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 down. I think I see what I like. Why not try this one? Let's try that one. It's called Movers Packers. Movers Packers. Yes, and let me just point out one advantage of using WordPress and other CMSs is that they are free. They are free of charge, and some of these themes are free. So having these themes will save you time and money. Okay, will save you on time that you need to create one, and also the money that you might not have at the moment. So it's a good idea to start with a free theme. Well, we're going to wait for it to load. It's taking quite some time. Fine. Let's come to our front end. So this is where we are going to effect our theme. In this case, my connection is quite slow, but I've gone through this theme and it's a good one. So I'm quickly going to install it. Okay. I'm going to install it. Installation again is will take time depending on your bandwidth and machine specification. If you have more RAM, it will come up faster. So you can see it is installing. So as it's installing, you can look at some of the features that it has. You can see it has a slideshow, or rather a slide. Okay. It's a good feature. It has other captions for information. Okay. So let's wait for it as it loads. Let's wait for it. Just give it time. Yep. Fine. As you can see, it is through. So it will give you this option of activate. Activate means use it, or rather implement it in simple terms. So I'll click on activate. Click on activate. And there you have it. Okay, I've activated this theme. This is my theme. So as I said, dashboard is the back end. Here we come to the front end. So I come to the front end and I refresh. And voila, there it is. So there is my theme. Sorry about my machine, it's a bit slow. But I hope you guys get a picture of what I'm trying to illustrate. Let me scroll slowly. So, as you can see, it has several good features like social media icons: Facebook, Twitter, G+, LinkedIn, and so forth. It has a good slider, okay, with images. It has a nice layout where we can add our content, right? And it can also act as a blog depending on how you tweak it or how you customize it, right? So there you have it. There is our footer and the name of our website. So very quickly I go to the back end just to show you this theme here. You can see there it is what I've just activated on the front end. So that is it for today. Today I've just tried to do a small tutorial on why it is important to have a website, and I've gone on ahead and showed you guys how to download WordPress, set up a simple WordPress website, and most importantly, I've showed you guys how to go about setting up the server, okay, the WampServer. There it is, how to install it, and how to go about it in setting up your website. So with that, I thank you for watching, and I hope you will set up your website soon. And thanks very much for watching again, and please subscribe to this channel. Thank you and bye bye. Kwaherini sana. Tuonane.